Hi, my name is Thomas Appel. I'm the founder of RIKT. I invented the whole RIKT traction system, and today I'm going to be explaining to you a little bit about the differences between our products, starting with this Grip 2 40 millimeter traction pad. Okay, the Grip 2 is designed for surfers that want a lower profile kicktail. 40 millimeter refers to the height of the kicktail right there. Our high kicks come in 40, 50, and 62 millimeter sizes. So at 40 millimeters, it's on the low end of the high range. This has a 27-degree ramp. And what a 27-degree ramp means is your foot, when it's at right angles to that ramp, is going to be 63 degrees from a horizontal plane of your surfboard. You can safely bend your ankle 30 to 35 degrees towards the board. So that means you can bend all the way down to 28 degrees from the horizontal plane of that board, which is a pretty darn steep bend, while keeping your foot flat on that kicktail ramp safely. With a typical traction pad, the kicktail isn't as wide. The first time I put my foot on a RIKT, I knew it was going to change my searching forever. Ankles off the back. Control of your board is compromised, and it feels really awkward. So having a kicktail designed to stand on and support your foot during extreme maneuvers is a real plus. But there's more. Our Grip 2 traction pads and the Chris Ward flat top high kicktails have an arch support area on the kick that does two things. First, you can cup it with the bottom of your foot for extra grip. You can also use the arch support area as a kind of second kicktail. The main ramp is angled to provide great leverage with your foot flat on the ramp through a wide range of motion while leaning into turns. But when you wedge your foot between the deck and the support area, you can easily control your board hands-free while bending your leg all the way down to where your knee is pressing against the deck. This is the maximum amount of leverage possible on a surfboard. These kicktails with arch support offer truly unprecedented control with your back foot. Great pad, designed for surfers that want a lower profile kicktail. This is our 50 millimeter Grip 2 traction pad. And once again, the 50 millimeter refers to the height of the kicktail on the back. And this has a 33-degree ramp. So that means when your foot is at right angle to that ramp, you're angled 57 degrees from the horizontal plane of your surfboard, and you can bend all the way down to 22 degrees safely while keeping your foot flat on that ramp. And since this high kicktail has arch support on the kick, just like our 40 millimeter pad, you can bend your leg all the way down to where your knee is pressing against the surfboard deck, hands-free with your back foot supported. This is crazy high performance. This is the same traction pad that Kalani Garcia won the Panama Nationals contest on March 29th, 2026. High performance pad, so much better than the kinds of pads with a kicktail that just act as a heel stop and your foot's flat on the board. When your foot's flat on the board, you can still only, the range of motion is only about 30 to 35 degrees towards your board. So once you go past that, which you would almost always do when surfing, almost any turning maneuver, what happens is if you go past that comfortable range of motion for your ankle, if you force your foot to stay flat on the deck of your board, you're going to induce ankle strain. You're going to be straining the ligaments, not safe for your ankle. If you don't force your foot to stay flat on that horizontal plane of your board, then the outside edge of your ankle starts popping up, and all the connection to your board is resting only on the inside edge of your foot. So connection to your board and control is significantly diminished. Our kicktails completely solve that problem, because during the range of motion you're going to experience in a typical maneuver, your foot can be flat on that ramp. And we recommend to everybody that as soon as you start any turning maneuver, get your foot off the deck and onto that ramp. Our interchangeable kicktails require the Stingray mounting plate. For the adhesive to bond securely, it needs a smooth board surface. Most used boards have pressure dings in the tail area that can compromise the bond, so we recommend new boards for all of our interchangeable kicktails. If you want to install a RIKT on a used board, our Grip 2 traction pads are the best choice. Now for our interchangeable series, this is kind of like the entry-level kicktail. This is a flat top, and this one has a 33-degree ramp. That means your leg is going to be angled at 57 degrees, flat at 90 degrees from that ramp. You can bend all the way down to 22 degrees safely. This is wax for grip. We found that wax grips just as good as EVA foam. I actually like it better, and there's no disadvantage at all to using wax. The only reason you would want foam is because you prefer the feel of foam under your feet, but you wouldn't get it from a technical reason, meaning it doesn't grip any better. It's just a feel. So this black flat top is great. It's 50 millimeters high and interchangeable, of course. Gets the job done. Extreme, totally cool performance. Our next interchangeable is this vertical rise right here. And as you can see, it's got a 33-degree ramp and then a 12 millimeter vertical rise. It's 50 millimeters to the top of the kick, and then that extra 12 millimeters locks in your foot. When you are on one of these, it's next to impossible to slip off the back of your board. I mean, this really feels like you're gripped in. If you have larger feet, okay, this is going to be a great kicktail for you because your foot is going to be really, really supported. Of course, it's interchangeable, so you can try this one, give it a shot, or if conditions change, maybe it's smaller in the morning and you use a flat top and the surf pumps up a couple of feet, then you go for the vertical rise to handle the exercise. This kicktail is essentially a flat top, 33-degree ramp, 50 millimeter height of the kicktail, with EVA foam on the surface. So this is just for surfers that prefer the feel of EVA foam. Like the other 33-degree kicktails, that means your leg is at 57 degrees to the horizontal plane of your surfboard. When you're standing flat on the ramp, you can bend your leg all the way down to 22 degrees and still have your foot safely positioned on that ramp. So this is a great kicktail for those who love the feel of EVA foam under their feet. This kicktail, this is our Chris Ward Pro kick, and this one once again has a 33-degree ramp, 50 millimeters in height, but it has arch support on the ramp of the kicktail. That means you can cup that arch support with the bottom of your foot for extra grip. And since this high kicktail has arch support on the kick, just like our 40 millimeter pad, you can bend your leg all the way down to where your knee is pressing against the surfboard deck, hands free with your back foot supported. This is a mind-blowingly great kicktail. Chris loves it, and you also have the added benefit of being able to wedge your foot between the bottom of the arch support and the deck. Underneath the lip of that arch support, we always recommend once you start a turning maneuver, get your foot off the deck and onto the ramp of your kick. But there may be a time or two when you're not all the way back, but you want that extra feeling of grip. This gives it to you. And once again, this one has, since it's a 33-degree ramp, that means your leg is angled at 57 degrees when standing at right angles to the kick. Killer high performance kicktail for you right here. For those of you who like the feel of EVA foam under your feet with our interchangeable kicktails, we made this Grip 1 traction pad. This goes right in front of the kicktail on top of the Stingray mounting plate. So you can wax this mounting plate and use it wax for grip, or you can use this Grip 1 traction pad, Both routes work. The wax grips just as good as the foam. So what you put under your feet is just a matter of preference, but they both work great. It's really important for you to understand the difference in performance between our traction pads, or actually any traction pad, and these rigid core interchangeable kicktails. EVA foam compresses. When you push against it, it absorbs energy. That means that 100% of the force that you press into that pad doesn't make it to your surfboard. With these interchangeable kicks, 100% of the force of your back foot goes straight to your surfboard, because these are like an extension of your surfboard. They're rigid, they don't move, they don't bend, there's no latency. So all of the energy that you give, that you impart to this kicktail, goes into your surfing. That's why with a RIKT interchangeable kicktail, you can push harder, you can throw more spray. Everything that has to do with power is amplified by these. We call them gas pedals, because that's kind of what they work like. Foam absorbs energy. These rigid core interchangeable kicktails transfer energy. So if you want the absolute maximum level of performance out of your surfboard, this RIKT interchangeable kicktail system with any of our kicktails is what you want to be riding. Chris Ward has been telling everyone for 2 years now that he surfs with more power and more control than he's ever experienced on a surfboard, riding these kicktails. He's not making this up. He's feeling that 100% transfer of energy from his back foot to his board, and he felt it on the very first wavy road riding a RIKT. That's because there's a mechanical advantage with a rigid kicktail that foam will never be able to match. Now, I know a lot of you are really used to the feeling of EVA foam. That's why I designed RIKT traction pads. They offer you a way to get that feeling and performance of a real kicktail under your back foot with the familiar feel of foam. RIKT EVA foam traction pads offer a really high level of performance. They offer the mechanical advantage of having a true ramped kicktail that supports your entire back foot during extreme maneuvers, something that's never been available before. The rigid core interchangeable kicks take it to the next level with a 100% transfer of energy from your back foot to your tail.